this episode of Inside Cannabis on the Highly Capitalized Network. Very excited today. I'm here with my good friend Jordan Isenstadt. He is not only the senior vice president, but also the founder of the Cannabis area focus for Marino PR. But today, I'm super excited to talk about the fact that he is wearing his King of the Juice and Weed event that takes place at MJ BizCon, especially this year. So I won't take away all of his thunder. I will turn it over to you, Jordan. Please share with us a few things. What's the event for? Why are we having it? Who's sponsoring it? And where can people attend and RSVP?
Thank you, Daniela. Thanks for that intro. Appreciate you very much and your friendship, and also the Highly Capitalized Network. Appreciate what all of you guys do in telling the stories of the kind of individuals who are part of this crazy cannabis industry that we are building day by day. In terms of the Jews and Weed event, let me give you a little background on how we got here. So, my name is Jordan Isenstadt. So, you could probably, see and tell through that I'm a Jewish man. But like many Jews in America, I would consider myself to be a secular Jew, a cultural Jew. And a little over a year ago, after the horrific attacks on October 7th, I was put into a place where I had to figure out what I could do to help, what I could do to help bring people together, build community, and do something. And so the thing that ended up happening was I ended up starting this Jews and Weed community, which actually there were many predecessors who had kind of been bringing Jews together before that, but my take on it was a little different. The real origin story goes that about 5 days after October 7th, I was at a New Jersey Cannabis Insider event and feeling, just a little weird. I mean, for those, Jews out here or non-Jews, the days after October 7th were scary. We really didn't know what the world was going to look like. We didn't, we'd never seen an attack like this on our people before. And so, I was at this event and a friend of mine, a Jewish, woman came over and we started talking, how are you doing? How are you doing? And we started sort of sharing. And then another Jewish person came over and another Jewish person. And before I know it, there were 6 Jews standing around and we were all kind of commiserating and talking about, wow, like I never thought this would happen in my lifetime. Like I remember my grandfather was obsessed with the Holocaust, was
Yeah.
obsessed with talking about what happened. And I was like, sure, but that's never going to happen again,
Right.
right? And then here it was, and it
Yep.
happens again. So I never felt so inspired to be with a Jewish community, particularly a Jewish community in the industry that I love and spend my days working in. So to have this sort of organic Jews and weed community come together, I said, hey, this would be really nice. We should do this more often. So I started, along with my friend Adriana Kurtzer, who runs the Jew Who Tokes Instagram feed and website. We started hosting weekly calls at 4:20 on Friday, which is Shabbat in the Jewish religion. And so we started doing these weekly calls, and they were very cathartic. People would talk about what they were feeling. There were people who were dealing with anti-Semitism in their neighborhoods or with their kids, or, someone had a brick thrown through their window. And so people were talking about it. And, the calls, we ended up getting kind of guests to come speak and speak about, Israel and the history of cannabis. And so it was a fascinating experience kind of bringing all these people together. While we were doing that, we were also inspired to build in-person community more. And so it's October of 2023. What's coming up? MJ Biz. So we threw together a Jews and Weed Bagel Bash that was hosted by the cannabis law firm Feuerstein Kulik. And so we again at that time we were nervous about our safety. So it was a very under the radar kind of event. But we ended up getting about 200 people to come through the doors of what was not a suite that could hold 200 people. We had a lot of people come through for bagels and smoked salmon and bacon. We don't talk about the bacon, but we did have some bacon there. But anyway, it was a great event, and many people who went said that it was the best event that they've ever been to at MJ Biz. And I think a lot of that was because it was kind of lightning in a bottle It was a moment in time. And I think that a lot of us in the Jewish community in cannabis felt that there was some silence from the cannabis community at large. And so, we kind of felt like we needed to be together and we needed to, have that camaraderie. A
Yeah.
few weeks later, we threw a Hanukkah party in New York City, which was also similarly really well attended. We had loads of sponsors for that one. A lot of Jewish-owned brands in New York ended up sponsoring that event. It was very, very powerful. And then a few months later, we had another event at NECANN Boston at New Dia, which is a great dispensary across the street from Fenway Park. And so, we had another event with about 200 people or so. Fast forward to where we are today. We are now throwing the second annual Jews in Weed Bagel Bash. And our main sponsors again are Feuerstein Kulik, along with HPI Canna. And then we have a host of other sponsors, including Branding Bud, Token Jew, Holiday, which is a cannabis brand, iSpire, eBottles. And our media partner is the Highly Capitalized Network. And of course, my firm, Marino, is also a sponsor of that event. And so we're very proud that we've pulled together what is going to be a much, much bigger, much more kind of exciting. There's going to be a lot more activations at this event compared to last year, where I'd say we're a little more loud and proud now, because compared to last year when we were really kind of just trying to be together. And again, like I said before, there were some concerns. So this year it's not at a suite in the Cosmo, it's at the Smoke and Mirrors Consumption Lounge. This is the first year that Las Vegas will actually have Consumption Lounge open during MJ BizCon. So this is going to hopefully be the first of many events that ends up happening at Consumption Lounges in Vegas. So we're very exciting to be kind of cutting edge here, doing a 9 a.m. Bagel Bash at the Smoke and Mirrors Lounge from 9 to 12. And we're, very excited. We have many hundreds of RSVPs already. So if you're watching this and you're still looking to RSVP, there is still room. I hope to see you there.
Okay, wonderful. So, most important thing, besides the fact that I'm very excited and I will be there, obviously they're doing interviews, a proud member of the Jewish community, and very excited to support you and this event. So, the most important thing here is where can people learn more about the event and how they can find out where to RSVP?
Yeah, so the event invitation is live. It's on the Event High network for those of you who know about the Event High network. The event's also linked on a number of the MJ BizCon party lists. But if you would like to kind of learn more or talk to me about it personally, two things you can do. You can email me at jisenstadt@marinopr.com. So that's JISENSTADT at marinopr.com. Or you can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm kind of my brand, I suppose, is the dope cannabis
Yeah.
PR guy. And hopefully we'll get to talk about cannabis PR in another episode. But for now, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm under my name, Jordan Isenstadt, or Mr. Isenstadt, Mrisenstaddt. Feel free to DM me or email me. Would love to tell you more about the event. Yeah, tickets are still available. So hopefully we'll see lots of our cannabis industry friends there. And by the way, one thing to note, I've gotten this question from many people. This is not just for Jewish people. This is for the whole community. As I said last year, this may sound terrible, but when people came up to me and they're like, I'm not Jewish, but I would love to come, I would say to them, so I only have one question. Do you want to kill Jewish people? Because if you don't, then you're welcome to come to the event. So hate is not welcome. We're all about love. We're all about inclusivity. We're all about celebrating community. And that's not just about being Jewish. That's just about being a part of this community.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. I think it's definitely a big piece of who the Jewish community is, love, acceptance community. But as a cannabis community, I think it needs to be larger, right? It needs to be acceptance, it needs to be education and love. And I think that that's what Bagel Bash is doing. I love it. Can't wait for my bagel and cream cheese. Jordan, thank you so much. And yes, for those that you don't know, he is the king of the word dope as well. So this was a dope Inside Cannabis interview, and I can't wait to see you in MJ Biz.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan.